Hello Naturopath Nation, Dr. Jessica here with another tip for you and your family. Today we're going to talk about the wonderful nature cure modality called the castor oil pack. The castor oil bean is native to India, and the use of castor oil goes back for several centuries, if not longer. It has many applications and was even used in ancient Egypt as fuel in lamps. It's also been used to treat constipation, skin infections and acne, reduce pain and inflammation, bolster immunity, and even induce labor. In our practice and across the world, naturopathic practitioners have learned from centuries of anecdotal evidence and in the more recent decades from science that the castor oil bean has many mechanisms of action. It has been shown to be anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, a stimulant laxative, and moisturizing, to name a few. But my focus today is practical. I'm going to show you how to apply a castor oil pack topically to treat several underlying internal problems. Once you understand the application process, you can just use the pack freely in a topical way with very few cautions or exceptions. This is really a true gem in our naturopathic practice. We can use castor oil to wrap painful joints or injuries, to relieve pain and inflammation, to stimulate and optimize detoxification by applying the pack over your liver. You can also boost systemic immunity and healing by using the castor oil pack over your entire abdomen. And you can even use a small amount on acne and wounds. So, for a quick demonstration, I want to show you how you can do this at home. Number 1, open up the wrap. This is intentionally a non-bleached wool flannel blend material. Now that detail is pretty important. If you use anything with dyes or toxins, you're essentially driving those chemicals into the body, pretty much the opposite of our goals. And this blend is specifically chosen because it is the least non-wicking. We do want that oil being driven into the skin, not up into something like a cotton cloth. Okay, if you're working on this by yourself, it's best just to get it set up. You're gonna take that wool flannel pack, put a larger piece of saran wrap underneath of it, and then your heating element will be on the bottom. And you can choose pretty much any heating source for that. Once you have that set up, take your oil and drizzle and to cover one side of that pack. I often tell patients to avoid that last 1 inch perimeter because once the heat warms up the oil, it will become more loose and it will leak a little bit. So once that happens, today I'm showing you the typical arthritic thumb joint as well as anything for osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. We're gonna take the whole thing and wrap it as tightly as we can, kind of loop it over a bit, and this saran wrap is only just to keep any element we're using for heating to be clean, and it also secures the wrap on our hand. Seal up the bottom just because it's gonna leak a little bit. Make sure your shirt or your outfit is away, and then in any fashion that you can, let's go this way first. We're gonna bring that heating element, a little clunky when you're doing it by yourself, but it will certainly start to heat up and work quite awesome. And if you want, you can just basically chill out with that for as long as you need to. About 30 to 60 minutes would be a typical treatment. Turn on the TV, watch Netflix, listen to music. You're gonna feel that heat up and it's gonna begin to penetrate and get nice and deep into that tissue to heal that joint pain. Of course, we do need to be careful anytime we're adding heat to an oil, as you can eventually cause yourself burn, so please be careful. Once you're finished and your 30 or 60 minutes is up, you're just gonna basically unwrap. This, you can either slip your hand out of pretty easily or unwrap it. I'm gonna slide my hand out. And this is gonna be stored in the refrigerator overnight because it is an oil, you don't want it to go rancid. I throw mine into either a Ziploc baggie or a Tupperware, toss it into the fridge until the next evening when I get out to use again. Then take a dry paper towel. There's gonna be some residue on your skin. Just take a dry, hard paper towel, wipe that off, and then you can toss that out and replace your clothing. This application is prescribed generally for 30 to 60 minutes per night, and the initial application is every night for 3 weeks, or the best that you can. I can't do almost anything 21 nights in a row. Just a few tips to observe when using the castor oil packs. They are not meant to be used over the abdomen of a menstruating or a pregnant female. So if you do get your menstrual cycle during that 3-week window, just skip the nights and then continue back and finish the rest of your 3 weeks. It is also not safe to apply heat over any metallic implant, so do not use on any metal implants in the body. The castor oil will stain your furniture and your clothing. So always lay a towel under the area where you're sitting or hanging out. Pick old clothing that you won't mind getting stained, and just be cautious about how much oil and how much seepage you have. You can always overlap that saran wrap even further. You can also start your sessions with shorter time and lower heat. And as you gain confidence, you can gradually increase the heat and the length of the time that you leave the pack on for. I hope you will give this ancient but powerful treatment a try for any aches and pains, or just to stimulate detoxification and health. Most of our patients who give it a try end up swearing by it. Thank you for tuning in today. Until next time, good luck and be well.